All right. Casemiro shock United exit story has just gonna hit obviously be broken by a source coming in through from Brazil, and obviously it's really a very credible source in here for you. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Remember, this is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. Jodan Sancho yesterday went ahead obviously put out a post that has gone ahead obviously see to it that he has been criticized, and stats that are really very horrible of him at Chelsea have dropped immediately, and we are obviously gonna be including that into the mix. Guys, we are here to see to it that we really broadcast to you the best of the best. Casemiro is a player that Man United signed in the summer of 2022. You know, he crossed from Real Madrid to Manchester United for £60 million guaranteed fees and £10 million of add-ons. That is Casemiro for you. He came in through and is earning £375,000 a week. That's what we are told. We need to eat that the deal was £350,000 a week, but we are later told that he earns £375,000 a week, the same amount of money that even Bruno Fernandes is earning at Manchester United. So, as it stands, he's one of those players that showed no interest in teams like Al Nassr signing him, teams like Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, AS Roma signing him in the recently concluded January transfer window, and United were like, please, you have no place here, and Casemiro was like, I'm not really leaving. But today, we went ahead obviously getting a story coming in through from Giorgio. He's called George Nicola. Flamengo are exploring a deal for Casemiro. Manchester United have agreed to loan him out and cover most of his salary. The Brazilian transfer window closes on the 28th of February. That's when it's obviously closing. So, if you really understand what is happening right now at the side of Casemiro, it's no playing time at Manchester United. We can all really understand that he's not really getting in ample he's not getting in what we call ample playing time. Even in the game of United playing Leicester City in what we call the FA Cup, he came off the bench and I think he played only 4 minutes into that fixture. And I think this offer to Brazil might obviously come in at a very right time for him to obviously be needing to get back home, to see to it that he gets back to the basics of what he's supposed to be doing in as a person, or as a person who has gone ahead obviously come up and really plat Manchester United for the recent seasons, and they've not gone ahead obviously look good for him. So for me, as it stands, maybe it's high time for him he went back home and maybe really gets back to the Casemiro that we know. And if you've been following out Flamengo, they're in for Casemiro because they went in for a player at Arsenal known as Jorginho, but it really went ahead to obviously not come to pass, and it was rejected immediately, and Arsenal were like, we need to keep this player around, and this player is going nowhere. Remember, Arteta is one of those managers that sees a lot of managerial duties in Jorginho and he doesn't want him to go. That is it. So now they've obviously resorted to a player who is really lacking ample playing time at the club of Manchester United. That is Casemiro. Casemiro lacks ample playing time. You all know that. And even last season, Ten Hag was like, this guy is really deteriorating and shrinking at a scaring pace. This season, he never played very many games for Eric Ten Hag, and even when Ruben Amorim came in through, he's not playing very many games. And you'll see to it that most of the players that are not getting in ample playing time under Ruben Amorim are the same players that we are not getting in ample playing time under the man called Eric Ten Hag. So as everything is standing, I tell you, it is really looking very, 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 very optimistic to see to it that a lot really goes into what United want. One thing I don't really agree is that Flamengo can pay the lion's share of the salary of Casemiro. I doubt, because Casemiro earns £375,000 a week. Even if we say £350,000 a week, as earlier reported, that is £1.4 million a week. You understand? And if you multiply it for the next 4 months, that is close to £6 million. So, do you think Flamengo is willing to pay £6 million to Casemiro? You know, I don't think they are willing to do so. But if you're Man United, you can send him that side to obviously pick form and find himself playing into the best of himself as a player, as Casemiro. So that is Casemiro for you. But his departure will obviously create more space for players like Toby Collier. Maybe Seydou Kone might come in through into the mix and obviously feature into that midfield. And we obviously note it that now Manuel Ugarte is undroppable for that team. Though in the recent past, he hasn't been looking very well, but we all note it that he has the energy and his athleticism is really great. His mobility is a huge factor, but the best important thing he puts on the pitch are his interceptions and blocks. So that is the story of Casemiro. Shock exit for Manchester United before the Brazilian transfer window closes on the 28th of February. That is it. So we are here to wait and see how things pan out for the player known as Casemiro, because he's one of those players that has gone ahead, obviously, come into Europe, dominated, conquered, but looks like he's on the low. And remember, the recent Brazilian star to obviously see himself go that side has been none other than Neymar. Neymar has seen himself go. Neymar has seen himself go back to Brazil to see to it that he really finds himself in a proper position of really getting back to his full fit. And one of the reasons he left was like the Jesus manager who manages Al Hilal came out and said that he is no longer capable to play football. He doesn't match the levels, and physicality levels of the Saudi Pro League. And if you are to compare the Saudi Pro League and the Brazilian League, I think the Brazilian League is really ranked highly than the Saudi Pro League. If, let me see, football leagues, world rankings. I want to see world rankings. All right, that's what I want to see, because we know to it that this side is really one of those that we obviously want to see. I want to see the Brazilian league and how it's really rated. You understand? The Premier League is first, Italian Serie A second, Spanish third, fourth is the Bundesliga, and I want to see Romania. These are for Europe. I want to see, not UEFA. Let us see. Obviously. Now, this manager was really very, very provocative to Neymar, because when you look at the Brazilian league, they are sixth. They are ranked sixth in the world. And the Saudi Pro League is not even, let me see, Saudi Pro League is not even among the top 20 leagues in the world. So that was really a very huge insult, and that's why Neymar left. So I just can't wait to see to it that Casemiro goes to Brazil and maybe he gets himself back to his feet. Then after getting back to his feet, all will be great. Now, Rashford, when he was arriving yesterday for his debut at Aston Villa, he posted that photo as you see it there on his Instagram. And guess what? Sancho came out and said, freedom. That was his reply. And I was like, which freedom is Sancho talking about? You know, who had denied Marcus Rashford his freedom? Because Eric Ten Hag was here, and we noted that he was one of the lovelies of Eric Ten Hag. You understand? And with Eric Ten Hag leaving, a lot has gone ahead obviously come into play that Ruben Amorim has gone ahead to come in here. And guess what? Marcus Rashford and his body language have been really bad. Now, I'm not going to discuss Marcus Rashford because he has been respectful ever since he left the club of Manchester United. Let me discuss one player known as, let me discuss Jodan Sancho. Now, Jodan Sancho, who claims that after leaving Manchester United, he attained his freedom, has gone ahead to play 11 games for the side of Chelsea. And this is what he has been able to produce. Versus Brentford, he produced nothing. Versus Everton, he produced nothing. Fulham, he produced nothing. Ipswich, he produced nothing. Crystal Palace produced nothing. Even against Morecambe, he produced nothing. Bournemouth, he produced nothing. Wolverhampton Wanderers, he produced nothing. Man City, he showcased nothing. West Ham, he cooked nothing. And when they're being knocked out on Saturday from what we call the from the league, from the FA Cup, he provided nothing. Now, which freedom did Jodan Sancho get when he left the club of Manchester United? Is there any freedom? So he's earning big, and Chelsea is going to be signing this player because there is an obligation to buy if Chelsea doesn't accomplish below the 14th position of the Premier League table. So £25 million is the money that United is obviously going to be getting in from Jodan Sancho. So I wait to see how that happens, but you have your say, and I'm just eagerly waiting to see what you people are really going to be saying about this guy on quoting himself that he has gone ahead obviously attain his freedom. Do you think he got his freedom, or he's really proving United right that he's not the player worth to be playing in the club of Manchester United as Jodan Sancho into the mix? So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokan David remains my name. Casemiro shock United exit is what we're discussing right now. Go into the comment section and tell me, would you let Casemiro leave or not? Bye bye.